Hey, good afternoon and welcome to the Roper Mountain Science Center, doing big things on a little mountain event. Although COVID has changed how we're meeting with you today, in an odd sense, it opened up a tremendous door of opportunity for us to see so many more friends across the state. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. We won't keep you too long, but we want to share with you some great things that are going on right here at the Roper Mountain Science Center. Good afternoon, I'm Deb Sofield. I am a former member of Greenville City Council and I'm a current water commissioner. And I gotta say, I grew up in Greenville and I can tell you this, when I was a kid, as we would drive around town, I would wait in anticipation to see when the star came above Roper Mountain. Why? Because it meant the holidays were here. You know, like so many of you, we've got great memories of what's happened right here on this little mountain. And because of that, friend, we need you. We've been here for 35 years and we're gonna go for the next 35 years, but that only happens if you'll help us today. So we're here to celebrate some of the great things that are going on in our facility today, and I'm so glad that you're gonna be a part of it with us. Today, I believe in our time together, you're going to have your minds fed and your hearts filled firsthand as you see and hear the impact that the Roper Mountain Science Center is having, not just in our community, but literally statewide. In our time together, you're going to hear from some of our friends. We're going to start with Dick Riley, our former governor and the U.S. Secretary of Education under the Clinton administration. He's got some great memories he'd like to share with you about what happened right here. And then we're going to hear from Philip Kilgore. Philip is the current chairman of the Greenville Water System, and he's the past president of the Greater Greenville Chamber of Commerce. Philip's history and his family's history goes back many years right here at the Roper Mountain Science Center, and he's going to share a little bit about that with us today. You're also going to hear from Michael Weeks. Michael is the director of the Roper Mountain Science Center, and he's going to give us a first-hand look at the brand new Environmental Science and Sustainability Center. Good, I said that right. Environmental Science and Sustainability Center. Try saying that 5 times. It's a brand new facility that is amazing, and I'm so excited that when we reopen, for you to come and be a part of that. Next, you're going to hear from our friend Tommy Reese. Tommy is a former member of Greenville County School Board. She's also the president of the Roper Mountain Science Center Association. If you know Tommy, you know she is passionate about education, and she's going to share with us some of her memories and the history of our center here. Next, we're going to hear from Congressman William Timmons. He's going to start us off this afternoon by bringing us greetings, and then he's going to tell us a little bit about his memories of growing up in Greenville and what the Roper Mountain Science Center meant to him, especially in this STEM-based economy. We're not going to keep you long. I hope that you'll sit back, enjoy your lunch, stay with us. We've got a lot to share with you. So let's begin with a welcome from Congressman William Timmons.
Good afternoon. This is Congressman William Timmons. I want to welcome you to today's Doing Big Things on a Little Mountain online event on behalf of the Roper Mountain Science Center. Roper Mountain is near and dear to my heart. Like most students in the upstate, I grew up taking field trips to the Science Center. It's something I look forward to every year, and not just because it got me out of the class for a few hours. In all seriousness, I have the unique opportunity to have been a student at Roper Mountain Science Center and now a supporter. Last year, on a visit to Roper Mountain, I saw children from Berea Elementary immersing themselves in hands-on STEM education. It was awesome to see the excitement in their eyes as they experienced science in a way only Roper Mountain can offer. As our 21st century economy evolves, educators, businesses, and policymakers realize that STEM education is the future. But how can we make it fun and encourage the next generation to pursue STEM learning? The answer for upstate children and the upstate economy is Roper Mountain Science Center. That's why I'm proud to support Roper Mountain, and I hope you will join us to help provide the best in science education to thousands of students in our community. Thank you.
Well, at Mountain there's an exhibit at called the Starry Night, and there's really cool videos and about space, and you can see all the wonderful stars. And there's a lot of science stuff, so you can do experiments or look at fossils and all sorts of stuff.
And we were acting like we were astronauts, and what we did was we had to solve problems on our rocket because we were going to Mars. And so what we did was we had to problem solve it out in space.
When I was very young, maybe 6 or 7, my parents signed me up for some summer programs, and they brought me a catalog and they said, here are the things that you could do this summer. Think about what you'd like to do and think about how you'd like to spend a few weeks during the summer. And I looked through that catalog, and it felt like, it really felt like Christmas. I felt like I had a lot of choices.
Having so much fun.
This is awesome. It's like a liquid, but it becomes solid.
Can you just go around hugging strangers?
Junior!
Can you do it again? Can you do it again?
At the Roper Mountain Science Center, more than 78,000 students and teachers participate in our school programs each year. As South Carolina's only fully educational science center, we provide hands-on, standard-based on-site school programs that ignite curiosity and interest in science learning. Our students are ethnically diverse and come from 45 different school districts in 23 counties and 3 states. 1/2 of them come from families living in poverty. Roper Mountain not only delivers unique learning labs on our campus, we also reach students and teachers through our various outreach programs, including Science on Wheels assemblies, virtual field trips and summer camps. State-of-the-art professional development for public school science teachers from across South Carolina is also an important part of what we do. Home to the new Science Plus Institute since 1993, we've trained over 6,000 teachers in how to deliver hands-on science learning in their classrooms. Roper Mountain Science Center is not just for students. We offer a wide variety of exciting and educational events and activities for the public, including Friday Night Starry Nights, which features our state-of-the-art planetarium in the observatory, the 8th largest refracting telescope in North America. There is also our Second Saturday program and the ever-popular Butterfly Adventure, a 6-week up-close encounter with hundreds of butterflies, combined with admission to natural habitats, gardens, living history farms, activities, and so much more.
I like science because you can do cool experiments like put baking soda and vinegar in the tube and then it goes flying up.
I really wish there was a Roper Mountain for adults almost. So every opportunity I take, I try to learn about something new. I try to get my ham radio license. I try to learn how to fly drones. I try to learn how to program computers. I try to learn how the internet works. And that hunger for knowledge, I feel like was introduced to me as a child when I was at Roper Mountain.
Now we're going to test it. Can it take wind from all sides? The bones over there, they feel the parents will talk.
He does. He's from Peru.
Ooh, when I get older, I want to be a scientist, an engineer, and a teacher, and then I want to be a figure skater, an artist, a singer, and an actress.
I want to be an athlete, and when I retire from an athlete, I want to invent stuff.
Thinking about how Roper Mountain influenced my career and my decisions in college, I really see a thread that runs from some of those first classes that I took at Roper Mountain, where we worked on programming Lego robots or using Lego Mindstorms to build cars or machines that would work automatically. And I see that come through in the way I think about problems and the way I seek out problems in my work. I remember growing up, I can see the faces and I can think of the names of the people that really inspired me. And I'm so thankful for those people because in a lot of ways they taught me how much fun learning can be and how interesting and how much fun science and exploration is. I like to come during STEMFest, second Saturday events, and share my passion for science and my love for engineering with today's children and today's youth.
I think the best part of what we saw, Nicole, is that there was someone who grew up going to the Roper Mountain Science Center, learning about science, and here he is, a successful engineer coming back.
Yeah, it's crazy. It goes to show what an inspiration an event like this, a facility like this can be to kids of young ages, to inspire them maybe for things they never would have thought about.
Hello, I'm Tommy Reese. I'm the current president of Roper Mountain Science Center Association. I was involved with Roper Mountain Science Center as a parent and a volunteer even before my 16 years on the school board. Then I worked for the Science Center for a few years, and now, again, I'm a volunteer. So I guess you could say I've been around the Roper Mountain block a few times, and from each of those, I've been impressed and proud to be a part of the Science Center. Let me give you a little history. Did you know that Roper Mountain came on the scene first in 1970 as one of 3 sites established by the state to celebrate South Carolina's tricentennial? There was Charlestown Landing, reflecting South Carolina's first 100 years, Columbia site, now a state park, to reflect the next 100 years, and then in Greenville, Piedmont Exposition Park, highlighting 1870 to 1970 and the state's promising future. The daring design featured an innovative geodesic dome, later changed to a tetron, surrounding a 5-level open-air structure. Unfortunately, that project literally never came quite together, but the silver lining is that just a few years later, it allowed for an exciting opportunity for our children's education and for our community. You see, in 1974, the site was ceded to the school district to establish an environmental science center. A group of dedicated individuals in 1983, with a bold vision of what could be, formed the Roper Mountain Science Center Association to work in alliance with the school district. As a nonprofit 501c3 organization, the association's sole purpose was and remains to support the Science Center. With Minor Shaw as the first president, the group formed a unique public-private partnership with Greenville County Schools, which continues to thrive today and frames how we create the future at Roper Mountain. The partnership is composed of public ownership by Greenville County Schools, coupled with corporate sponsorships, a lot of volunteers working, and generous private donations through Roper Mountain Science Center Association. The association's capital campaign efforts during the 1980s raised the funds to build most of the educational buildings on our campus today. The association continues to be active and play a vital role in the future and support of Roper Mountain Science Center. Our most recent campaign in 2016 to fund state-of-the-art equipment for the renovation of the planetarium actually met its goal in just a few months. We are confident that with your help, our next campaign will also yield superb results. Thanks for tuning in, and please stay tuned for more Doing Big Things on a Little Mountain.
Thanks so much, Tommy. I don't think I ever realized just how much Roper Mountain has been a part of the Greenville's heritage. You know, as Tommy said, the Roper Mountain Science Center Association has been active for over 35 years in supporting the activities we do right here on our little mountain. So now we're going to hear from one of our newer board members, Shaveda Lee, with the AFL Global in Duncan, South Carolina, and why she feels it's important to support the Roper Mountain Science Center.
Hello, my name is Shaveda Lee, and I'm the Global Director for Project Management Office at AFL, a global leader in fiber optics cable manufacturing and connectivity technology. I became involved in Roper Mountain Science Center a really long time ago. I'm currently serving as a member of the Board of Associations here at Roper Mountain, but like so many, I became involved early on when my children would visit Roper Mountain as one of their favorite field trips as they were coming up in school. And one of their favorite things, honestly, that they'd love to come and do, they'd visit their Aunt Latanja, my sister, who was a long-term employee at Roper Mountain and a scientist who passed away back in 2018. So personally, Roper Mountain has always, and will always hold a special place in my heart. Professionally, at AFL, we do encourage all of our employees and staff to participate in community outreach and volunteerism, especially in the areas of STEM education. STEM education is important to AFL because as a pioneer in fiber technology, our mission is to connect our customers around the world to innovative technology and state-of-the-art products and services. And to continue to achieve these goals, both now and in the future, encouraging and empowering young people in the areas of STEM education and furthering their love for science and math and technology is a critical part of the continuity of AFL as an organization. AFL has invested in Roper Mountain Science Center because as a part of our community outreach program, our mission is to serve our community and to give back where we can. At Roper Mountain, we feel that their mission, it has such a reach across the state of South Carolina, especially in STEM education. We're thrilled and really honored to be a part of helping to set the stage or that foundation and building that love for STEM education and maybe, who knows, one day future careers in STEM and hopefully at AFL.
Welcome to Roper Mountain Science Center. My name is Michael Weeks and I'm the director here. We all know that science is important. I think back to my time as a kid playing in the creek, finding salamanders and crayfish. That's when my love for science really began. And here at Roper Mountain, we are passionate about science, and I'm excited to share with you today about the future plans we have. First, let's talk about 2020. Like you, we've had a rough year. We've had to cancel a number of our programs on site, from school groups to Butterfly Adventure, Starry Nights, our Science Plus Institute, and even our popular summer camps. But there's good news. While we're still closed on site, our staff has been hard at work developing new virtual programs. We have our virtual field trips, our Science on Wheels, and our amazing educators have created a compendium of e-learning videos that will support learning at home and support the curriculum. We are about to roll out a new e-learning live from Roper Mountain program where they can connect to our specialists, and best of all of this is free. Free for Greenville, free for South Carolina, and free for the nation. I hope you'll check out our website at www.ropermountain.org for details on those programs. Well, one bright spot for us this year has been the construction of this new building. It's going to be an amazing addition, set to open in 2021, which will surely be a better year than 2020 has been. And it's going to be a great resource for our community. Greenville County Schools has already invested over $12 million in this project. It's going to provide us a unique and immersive educational experience, will foster the exploration and stewardship of natural resources, and engage students and visitors in hands-on learning. It's going to feature labs, exhibits, water, sustainability, environmental science, and stewardship. And in a few minutes, you'll get to go inside with me for a tour. But first, let's hear why former U.S. Secretary of Education Dick Riley is passionate about Roper Mountain and our future plans.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for participating in this event today. I'm so pleased to support the Roper Mountain Science Center, a significant partner for our Greenville County schools and really a great asset for our region and our state. Roper Mountain has been doing big things on a little mountain for 35 years. It has a long history of providing hands-on, standard-based science education to students, teachers, and other adults. While meeting online may be new to many of us, Roper Mountain has been providing virtual tours and instruction as well as in-person offerings for decades. One of the highlights of my time as governor was passage of the Education Improvement Act in 1984, commonly referred to as the EIA. The act provided funding for many education reforms aimed at raising the level of student performance and elevating the teacher profession. I'm proud to say that Roper Mountain Science Plus Institute was really funded by the EIA, one of the reforms that we put in at that time on the state level. That institute was established in 1993 as really a way of providing hands-on quality professional development of public school science teachers throughout South Carolina. Thousands of our teachers have attended the Institute's workshops and really come away with newfound knowledge as well as lots of new teaching materials and resources. All of this really is at no cost to the teachers. The Institute's impact, along with all Roper Mountain's offerings, has had a significant impact on raising student achievement in science. Many achievers are low-income children, as we know, and otherwise wouldn't have the exposure to benefit the same Roper Mountain provides for them. Later, as U.S. Secretary of Education, one of my highlights was to establish the National Commission on Science and Math Teaching for the 21st Century. It's really hard to believe we're already in the 20th year of the 21st century. Time moves on. And by my personal request, the commission was chaired by John Glenn, then a U.S. Senator, former astronaut, the first person to circle the planet in space, and a wonderful friend of mine. He died a couple of years ago. As much study, the commission strongly recommended that our nation needed to invest more heavily in providing more and better preparation for our teachers to enhance their teaching of science, especially in elementary school. I think that's very important. Of all the things we studied, this top group of commissioners, better preparation for elementary school teachers in the subject of science was their main focus. That needs is present right on, perhaps more now than ever before. The future of high-tech economy hinges on the kind of hands-on science education that Roper Mountain has provided for really more than 3 decades. And contributing toward more and better science education is Roper Mountain's new Environmental Science and Sustainability Center. It's scheduled to open in 2021, next year. And that's really one of the main focuses of this meeting. The center will expand to thousands more students. Its excellent standards-based learning labs and other STEM programs during the school year and the summer and out of school times. These opportunities often become the foundation for later study selections, career choices, and public service pursuits. The center will also provide additional public programs and exhibits for students and their families in South Carolina, as well as visitors from throughout our region, our state, and really our nation. Enhanced professional development programs will be available for the talented public school science teachers that we're so fortunate to have within our system. Perhaps more importantly, the unique and hands-on experiences to be provided through the new center will foster better stewardship of our vast and wonderful natural resources. We have such wonderful resources throughout our state and really in our region. People, especially our young people, will be educated on how they impact the world around us and how they can preserve for the next generation. Without personal responsibility, our global sustainability is at considerable risk, and the issue of that clearly is global warming that we're now talking about a lot. Visitors to the new Environmental and Sustainability Center, children and adults alike will become more aware of how they can defend and protect our natural environment and heritage. Your help is truly needed to make the center and its sustainability a reality. I think that is very important. So I hope you will respond generously when contacted by someone from the Roper Mountain team. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Abigail Greer, and I've been working with the Roper Mountain Science Center since I was 13, I believe. I first started volunteering there when my mom made me sign up for a volunteer slot at a summer camp, and I really didn't want to do anything with my summer that year, but it ended up being one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And my time at the Science Center really helped me determine where I wanted to go with my next step. And I decided to pursue a degree in wildlife and fisheries biology at Clemson University. And that was also one of the best decisions I've ever made. As far as I can tell, it's panning out in every which way. And my time at the Science Center really helped me figure out what I wanted to do, the kind of environments I wanted to work in, and the kind of people I wanted to work with. So working at the Science Center, I was exposed to a lot of outreach education that was non-traditional and really refreshing. And it gave me a new look at what education can look like for different types of people. And I decided that I wanted to combine my enjoyment of nature, and that was also given to me by the Science Center, and I wanted to take that enjoyment and join it together with my enjoyment of educating young children and their parents about the natural world around them. My hope is that the Science Center is able to continue to reach people like me who are in kind of turning points in their lives, and also children and adults who are looking to learn more about the world around them in a safe and accessible space. And I hope that the Science Center can continue to reach as many people as possible and continue to develop what they're able to offer the community with their new building and new curriculum that comes along with it. And I'm so excited to see what they get to do with this new building and all of the new folks they're going to bring in and all of the new ideas that come in with them. So I'd like to thank the Science Center from the bottom of my heart. I truly can't put into words how grateful I am for all of the support and the guidance and all the cheerleading that I have gotten from them throughout the years. And I just wish that each and every person could experience what they have given me in some sort of way and just feel like a part of the Roper Mountain Science Center family, just as I have for so many years. Thank you.
As I mentioned earlier, I serve on the Greenville Water Commission. And I'm so glad that at Greenville Water, we have made an investment right here in Roper Mountain. In the new facility that you've heard about, we're going to give you an inside look. Friends, I've got to tell you, by partnering together, we are doing great things right here on the Little Mountain. Now, at Greenville Water, we have a chairman, and that is Philip Kilgore. Philip has a long history here with Roper Mountain, dating back to when his father was involved. So we've asked Chairman Kilgore to come on and tell us a little bit about his memories and why Roper Mountain means so much to him.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for this wonderful event and taking the time to learn more about how Roper Mountain is doing big things on a little mountain. My name is Philip Kilgore. I'm a lifelong resident of Greenville, and I have the privilege to serve on the Greenville Water Commission. My family and I have deep connections with Roper Mountain Science Center and education in Greenville. My father, Don Kilgore, was a member of the Greenville School Board from 1970 to 1990. He was a doctor, and he was very passionate about promoting science education. When Roper Mountain was abandoned as one of the sites for the South Carolina Tricentennial, my dad was one of those who saw the potential for Roper Mountain to serve as the site for a science center. One of Dad's proudest accomplishments as a trustee was the establishment of Roper Mountain Science Center. After retiring as a trustee, Dad proudly served on the Roper Mountain Board for many years. This little mountain has long been a part of my life. I've been on Roper Mountain dozens and dozens of times as a father taking children to exhibits, as a Rotarian, and as just generally a member of the community. This mountain is an important part and a part of the fabric of Greenville. So is Greenville Water. My fellow commissioners and I share a passion for Greenville Water, but we also understand that Greenville Water has a responsibility to the community, and it transcends our mission of providing abundant, clean, and affordable water. We owe it to the community to lend our knowledge, expertise, and passion to promote science education, particularly in the water sciences. Greenville Water has engaged in many community initiatives over the years, but for the last decade, we have given strategic focus to youth-oriented water education. Some of these efforts include working directly with students in the classroom, donating materials to promote student knowledge and awareness of the water cycle, sponsoring activities and summer science camps through Conestee Foundation and with Roper Mountain, and hosting guided tours of our treatment facilities. So when we were asked to partner in the development of the Roper Mountain Science Center, Environmental Science and Sustainability Center, it was an easy sell. In fact, for us, it was a dream come true. This facility provides Greenville Water a unique opportunity to engage and educate youth in the entire drinking water cycle in a creative and exciting way. Our partnership provides us a platform to promote conservation and environmental best practices so that a new generation understands the natural resource that is most critical to the community's welfare, growth, and longevity. So we are very proud to sponsor the Water Cycle exhibit in the new Environmental Science and Sustainability Center. The water exhibit embraces the central theme of the center, which is, quote, "Together we can build a sustainable future for our interconnected and dynamic world." The exhibit showcases special qualities of Greenville Water's watershed and all aspects of a water utility, including watershed protection, reservoir operation, raw water transmission and treatment, distribution, and in-water use. Students will have an opportunity to apply cognitive problem-solving skills through real-life scenarios. We hope this experience will inspire many of them to consider careers in the water utility industry or other fields critical to this community. Our commitment here springs from an overall belief that our community needs a workforce with advanced skills in STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It's important to our business and it's important to many other businesses. Moreover, the fundamentals learned in STEM education extend far beyond. In the case of Greenville Water, STEM is a gateway to education in other fields such as natural science, natural resource management, and infrastructure design, construction, and operation. So naturally, our workforce strategy includes support for educational opportunities such as the Environmental Science and Sustainability Center to help develop and attract talented and skilled employees. So we believe that an investment in the Environmental Science and Sustainability Center ultimately is an investment in the next generation of leaders in Greenville. So thank you for considering support for the Roper Mountain Science Center. If someone contacts you from Roper Mountain, I hope you will consider generous support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Philip, and thank you, Greenville Water, for your early support of this project. You may be wondering why we need private support when Greenville County Schools has already built this building. Well, as you learned, Roper Mountain is a unique public-private partnership. Over the years, the Roper Mountain Science Center Association has raised millions of dollars to support the buildings and programs here at the Science Center to make it a world-class facility. And the Science Center Association has already been hard at work raising funds to provide expanded hours, immersive exhibits, traveling exhibits, and additional technology to make this a facility like no other. The Doing Big Things on a Little Mountain campaign will make this all possible, and together we will make this amazing facility something truly special for our community. The campaign has already been underway silently for the past year, and we are proud to announce that more than 15 corporate and community partners have already supported this campaign. Thank you to our gallery sponsors, Greenville Water, Floor Golf for Greenville, and the Michelin Charity Golf Tournament. Also, our exhibit sponsors, Greater Greenville Sanitation Commission, Duke Energy, ScanSource, and Greenville Evening Rotary. Many local foundations have invested, including the Sims Foundation, John I. Smith Charities, and the Jolly Foundation. Many others, including the South Carolina Charities, the Appalachian Regional Commission, and a number of individual donors, including Dr. Lawson and Dr. Latham, have invested in Doing Big Things. Everything I've shared with you today is outlined in this document, Doing Big Things on a Little Mountain. A copy of the document can be found on our website, www.ropermountain.org, and we'll be sending each of you a one-page overview of the campaign next week. We look forward to hearing from you and how you might be willing to help. If you have any questions, feel free to contact Phyllis Henderson, our development specialist, at the email and number listed below. Also, all that information is on our website. And now, what you've been waiting for, let's go back to the front of the building and start a tour of our Environmental Science and Sustainability building here at Roper Mountain. All right, well, here we are back at the entrance to our new Environmental Science and Sustainability building. And thanks to Virtual Events Plus, we're going to get to take a 360 tour of our new building. So let's head on inside to reception. Over on the left here is the reception desk and area, and we'll come back to that area a bit later, but we're going to head to the right. You can see upon entry we have a beautiful skylight, nice look into the tree canopy, looking south. But let's head on into this upstairs classroom. We have 3 large classrooms upstairs here. Our educators have worked on for the past few years a number of lessons and labs that will be hands-on, inquiry-based, and focused on grades 4th through 7th primarily. And you can see that wall there, that is going to be a state-of-the-art stitch projection wall where we'll be able to really bring any atmosphere, any image alive. We can have video, we could have an image on that entire wall. But moving back out here, let's take a look at our central stairwell. We have some of the wood was actually from on site here from the chestnut oaks. But moving back in through the orientation area, you can see to our left we have a nice space that will have 2 exhibits. But on the left-hand wall, we'll have our Nature Exchange exhibit, which comes to us out of Canada. And this is going to be a really great exhibit for kids and families to enjoy together, to encourage them to go outside, investigate nature, bring what they find to the Science Center, and learn about it from our specialists. They can gain points so when they come back, they can accumulate more points and get some special items. Here in front of us is going to be a habitat walkthrough highlighting the unique habitats of Roper Mountain as well as the upstate, and really encouraging folks to get outside and explore all of the great natural resources and have appreciation for what all we have here in the upstate area. Moving through this space, this is the start of our Water Story exhibit sponsored by Greenville Water, which we will come back to in a minute, because we are going to take a look at our Sustainable Future Gallery. So this nice space, about 2,000 square feet, will be home to what we're calling the Sustainable Future. And we'll have about a half dozen different exhibits. They're going to range in topics from energy to waste and recycling, biodiversity, with aspects of water, and personal sustainability. We're also going to touch on inventions and how they can help us in our sustainable world as we build a brighter future. So we're going to look back into our classrooms from this end. We have another stitch projection wall, which will be state-of-the-art. And then we're going to move back out of the Sustainable Future Gallery towards the Water Story exhibit. At the top of the stairwell begins the Water Story. And this wall will have an introduction to Greenville's unique watershed, as well as to the water cycle itself. And we're going to tell 2 concurrent stories as we move down the stairwell. On the left-hand side will be the story of the watershed, and on the right-hand side will be the story of the water cycle. We will look at the important elements of the water cycle and really highlight what makes the watershed in Greenville special. So as we move down here to the floor level, and there's a look outside, we're going to turn back around this way. You can see up above us is the Sustainable Future Gallery on the top level, and then on the lower level here will be the culmination of the Water Story. We'll have a large 3,000 gallon tank in this corner. We will not have the bear, but behind the bear we'll have some animals on display. We're gonna move this way into our Connections Cafe, which will be our first cafeteria that we'll have on site here at Roper Mountain, which will make everything a lot more convenient for all those teachers coming on field trips. We see over 50,000 students in a typical year at Roper Mountain. Another great thing about this space is our partnership with the special ed department, where we will have students working in the cafeteria area here who are working for their employability credential. Now as we move back this way, you can see to the left is the hallway, but these openings on the right here are going to be an animal exhibit where we'll highlight a hellbender, which is an endangered species found in the Appalachian Mountains. We're going to have a rough green snake, green salamander, and then 2 venomous snakes, which will be our first venomous snakes here at Roper Mountain, the copperhead and a rattlesnake. Looking back across the water story gallery, we'll have a giant transpiration tree in the corner to complete the water cycle, and then we'll bring in the human factor on this wall, where we will be able to highlight Greenville Water and what they do to make this water so good that we have award-winning water here in Greenville, from the treatment to the delivery of that water. So let's move back down the hallway where we have a few more classrooms. We actually have 7 total classrooms in this building, each of them about 1,000 square feet. And here's a good look inside of one of the downstairs classrooms. And again, we are adding a whole new curriculum, some of which was developed in partnership with Furman University and the Shy Center for Sustainability, and a number of new offerings that we'll have for our students and our community. So here we are back at the central stair, and you might recall we looked earlier at the sustainable feature of some of the wood, which are actually chestnut oaks, which are unique to Roper Mountain habitat. There are only a few habitats in our area that have chestnut oak forests. So coming back up, here we are where we started, at our reception area, looking into orientation and towards the water story. So I hope you enjoyed our tour, and I want you to know that you can take a tour anytime you want to by going to our website, ropermountain.org, and clicking on the link for the virtual tour, made possible by Virtual Events Plus. And you too can take as much time as you want to exploring all that we have in our new building. So thank you for joining us today for the kickoff of Doing Big Things on a Little Mountain.
Wow, we're done. And thank you for spending this lunch hour with us. Friends, as you can see, we are doing big things right here on this little mountain. But let's be honest, we can't do it without you. We've been here 35 years, and we'd like to stay another 35 years. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to receive a phone call from one of your friends here at Roper Mountain. Please take that call. Let us share with you a little bit more about what you can do to help us grow in the future. The fact is, we can't do it without you. So if there's ever a time to step up, that time is now. If you have any questions about what you have seen or heard today, you have an opportunity to engage with us. Anybody here at Roper Mountain would be happy to talk to you. You're going to see the name Phyllis Henderson probably on the screen behind me. Philip is our development specialist here and should be happy to speak with you personally about how you can be involved in continuing our legacy here at Roper Mountain. As we close out our time together, let me leave you with a quote that I found that I think truly represents what's going on here. It's by Leon Brown, and he says this: "Never underestimate the value and important difference you make in every life you touch. For the impact you make today has a powerful rippling effect on every tomorrow." That's pretty powerful when you think about it. Friends, the impact you make today will have a powerful rippling effect on tomorrow. And that's why we need you. We need you to come alongside and help us for the next 35 years as we, in a sense, share with others through the future about what could happen right here in our community. I can tell you this, all of us here at Roper Mountain Science Center, we are excited about the future. We're excited about all the presentations that we give, how many young people come and join us, and we are thrilled with the brand new Environmental Science and Sustainability Center. It's a beautiful facility. Can't wait to share it with you. I know you're going to love it when you see it. All right, the opportunity is here, the time is now, and if there was ever a time we needed you, as you well know, it's going to be today. So please, when they make the call, answer and be a part of our future. Thanks for joining us today. Have a wonderful afternoon.